Well, hello everyone. You like your Manny Make 25 here, and basically talking about see for dining room, and basically that you see right here is I went and put together right here is like a drawing illustration right here talking about is like a dining room, and basically that if anybody that knows about it's like for if we were to set the table and like thinking about to where a number of things that we may see on the table, such as if it's going to be anything such as maybe a few so like you got glass example right there of a glass right there and like warning to where that I'm like yeah that you have right here is a cup, and with this cup right here go ahead and like have add a few more, but talk say for like a for dining for like dining set that for whenever we set the table that do we know necessarily see to where that you have right here are these sets of silverware, and as well as plates and stuff like that, with basic reasons to why maybe people that set their tables, and I guess necessarily means to where it's all prepared, and then that they don't have to worry about anything such as it's, whenever we're getting ready to eat, and then you don't have to worry about somebody having to get up, just to get something if it's going to be a fork or a spoon, or if it's going to be napkins or anything like that, salt and pepper shakers. So whenever we set the table, a lot of times, what does that necessarily mean? And like wondering necessarily, well, it basically means to where whenever dinner or breakfast is served, that basically means to where everything's all kind of prepared, everything's there, and you don't have to worry about the person sitting at the table don't have to worry about getting up and getting what else that they need. But let's just say that one thing that maybe that is like a lot of times that you would normally see at the dinner table, such as whenever we set the table, and I don't know if you like say that yeah, if we're used to maybe seeing anything such as maybe like a plate like this right here for dessert or something like that. I'm like, yeah, you don't have necessarily have to be. So I could go ahead and change that right there, but I'll go ahead and add like see a little one, but anyway, got right there. So if it was like a plate right here, and let's just say with this plate example right here of this plate, I'll go ahead and put one right here also. They're like wondering that I'm like, really, what are these for? Anybody say, yeah, these two plates right here. What are they for? Like an oh, for a salad. If you want to have a salad along with your meal, you can go ahead and take this plate here and take it up to the bar, or the if anybody that is familiar with like whenever dinner is served, a lot of times it's like yeah, here's a plate right here, for maybe for the nachos or something like that, for the tortillas or something like that. So they're like wondering that. I'm like, whatever, yeah, thinking about it's like for what's prepared at the table first. So it's like thinking necessarily to where I'm like, yeah, you have right here is so you go ahead and put green, and then the blue. I'm like, yeah, you got right here is the plates right here, and then red. So you got right here these plates right here. The green right here will be for the garden salad or anything, and the red necessarily will be used like for hot chicken, and as well as for drumsticks or anything like that for chicken fillets, or if it's going to be turkey dressing or anything like that. And that one's right here like listen, I like it. And then the salt and pepper shakers. I'm like, yeah, where are the salt and pepper shakers gonna go necessarily? I'm like, well, it's you find a place for them somewhere else. But I'll go ahead and right there is yellow if those were like the salt and pepper shakers. It's like at first the salt and then the pepper. But guy right there is I'll go ahead and right here and like see here I'll like go ahead and if I can see arrange you send that backward, but and then group right here, go ahead and group these so they if anybody wonders, it's like at the dinner table, each person that they're going to have maybe salt and pepper shakers, if they're gonna have salt and pepper shakers maybe on each side or something like that, you know, like warning, yeah, there's only like a manners to where I'm like, yeah, I heard up to where that would you please pass the rolls, or would you please pass the gravy, or please pass the biscuits or something like that. But let's just say that this plate's even bigger than knowing about. I'm like, yeah, walk up to the dinner table and thinking necessarily. I'm like, yeah, what I like to have on my plate would be is like some mashed potatoes and gravy, and along with carrot sauce and as well. So it's like yeah, whenever we set the table, they're like wondering that the things that more likely they are there, for us to enjoy the meal. And sometimes it's like in colors, and they're like wondering, about if anybody were to have like a dining room in their in their home, for anybody in their house, if they would like to maybe have like a dining area to where it would be like if you're going to have guests over, that there would be plenty of room for them to sit down and then to have enjoy some meal. If it's going to be anything recipe food particular that they would like to have, but on the other hand, knowing about, I'm like, yeah, it's like you have right here's a silverware, but other plates and stuff like that, to where like wondering, is the table necessarily set for dessert? Anybody say that? Yeah, if you want to have seconds. Well, if you want to have seconds, and then there's only one plate. Each person at the table has one plate. Let's just say if you want to have seconds, then I guess that there will be some spare plates around if you want to have seconds. So if anybody like wanted to, or what do you call it whenever people want to have seconds, huh? Whenever they want to have seconds, and they're thinking that there's enough clean plates and spoons and silverware and napkins, to go around. So, like whenever you cook something and thinking that, well, you know, if there's still more left, like, I like to have myself some seconds. I like to have seconds, and then I like wondering that. I'm like, yeah, that really, after you cook something and warning to where, really is whole purpose about, whenever you come back for seconds, and like wondering that, I'm like, really, there's enough clean glasses and, salt and pepper shakers. So a number of things that where I say, yeah, that's what you call leftovers. So it's like wondering, I'm like, got right there leftovers and make this plate even bigger. I'm like, yeah, and then right here will be like if somebody were to get around to where it's time for dessert or something like that. But anyway, we talk about say for the dining room set, like talk about right here is talk about see for setting the table, is like knowing about main purpose is knowing about that that whenever we set the table, that more likely is it the right or wrong way. I'm thinking about not everything's there whenever dinner is served, or whenever breakfast and then whatever dessert is served. So it's like thinking that I'm like that maybe not everything's going to be there, but then on the other hand too, that I guess we just really don't know necessarily until more likely that we set the table, and then thinking that yeah, that you prepare a thing. It only takes you about maybe 15 minutes, just to set the table, and like wondering, hey, you coming back for seconds, or like that more, or we got more plates, if you like a to go box, whichever. But anyway, but talk about say for the dining set, like talk about say with the color right here, talk about say illustration explained. It's like the activity. Thanks for watching.